Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. An inquest into the death of an inmate more than 3 years ago at the Pine Grove Correctional Center is now underway. During today's testimony, the inquest heard Lynette Kakakaway was arrested in Regina on outstanding warrants in June of 2022 and was transferred to Pine Grove Correctional Center. On June 23rd, she reported flu-like symptoms and did not complete the Pine Grove orientation because she was sick. A witness working at Pine Grove that evening said Kakakaway had been to Pine Grove before. The next morning, her symptoms worsened and an ambulance was called. Jurors heard the staff member said corrections officers were required to call nursing staff who would determine whether to call an ambulance. That procedure has since changed. 6 jurors will listen to this week's inquest testimony and may make recommendations in the hopes of preventing similar deaths. The federal government's firearm buyback program officially began on Monday, but the feedback on its rollout in this province is mostly negative. That includes Cash Tactical Supply and the Canadian Taxpayers Federation. Both feel the Canadian government's hope to limit gun violence is aimed at the wrong demographic. They say the focus should be on stemming the flow of illegal guns coming into Canada instead of taking guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens.
It's not a buyback, it's forced confiscation. They are trying to get firearms out of the possession of the safest people in Canada, statistically speaking. This will do nothing for public safety.
Strauss added he's never talked to a gun owner in Regina that's in favor of the buyback program. SGI says it plans to spend another $2 million from photo radar revenue on safety projects across Saskatchewan. 78 communities across the province have been approved for projects that include speed display signs and crosswalk improvements. The grants are issued every 6 months. The province has radar cameras in Regina, Saskatoon, and Moose Jaw, sharing the revenue around Saskatchewan. The program has granted $16.6 million to municipalities since the program began. The province is announcing a new animal welfare enforcement agency with the goal of protecting animals across Saskatchewan. It's called the Saskatchewan Animal Enforcement Agency. It will take responsibility for the safety and welfare of animals beginning in April. It will replace the Animal Protection Services of Saskatchewan, which will halt operations at the end of March. The Saskatchewan Animal Enforcement Agency will provide animal enforcement services everywhere except Regina, where the Regina Humane Society provides that service. In exchange for lifting EV tariffs, China is expected to greatly reduce or eliminate tariffs on Canadian canola. It's welcome news for Saskatchewan farmers, but there are other crops challenges to consider. Alison Bamford has more on the growing pains on the prairies.
Farmers are browsing some of the greatest gadgets in the field.
And then you split up the fan direction.
But shopping around won't help producers if their crop can't grow a profit.
Now we have to figure out what's going to lose the least amount of money.
The cost of production is up while crop prices have slipped substantially. Trade uncertainty and overproduction are driving the markets down, even with China's new trade agreement that will lower tariffs on canola and peas. Losses on other crops like wheat, lentils, and barley could be huge.
It could easily be $100 an acre. And $100 an acre on 10,000 acres is pretty easy math at $1 million.
Misery loves company.
Those coming off an above-average crop year plan to cut production costs just to break even if market prices stay the same.
It's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
For producers in the Southwest who've faced consecutive droughts, crop write-offs, and dwindling insurance payouts, another bad year could break them.
Young growers are just going to leave because if guys are just starting to get into it, there's no hope for them.
Current data shows abnormally dry and moderate drought conditions in the southwest corner, but there's hope in the weather forecast. A La Nina is expected to bring cooler, wetter conditions that could last until spring.
We're in a much better position than we have been for a while.
As always, the weather will be a big question mark, but if global trade uncertainty is resolved, farmers say they might have a chance to break even or turn a profit this growing season. Alison Bamford, CTV News, Saskatoon.
This year's Western Canadian Crop Production Show was a record breaker. Prairieland Park says the sold-out show drew 16,114 attendees and showcased more than 340 exhibitors. The three-day event held last week showcases everything from the latest in agriculture technology and products to education. The 2026 inductees into the Saskatchewan Agricultural Hall of Fame were also announced. This was the 43rd edition of the show. So that's what happened last week. A couple records, not just on the temperature, but also in the halls there. But what do we have this week for our work week, Jeff?
Well, I don't think we're going to have any records broken on the cold side or the warm side for that matter, John. We do have a couple of clipper systems that are going to be making their way through Saskatchewan. First one tonight, another one showing up tomorrow night, and then moving into Wednesday. So we're not expecting a lot of snow, but still you might have to do a tiny bit of shoveling depending on where you are in the province. And the other thing is temperatures are going to be okay tomorrow, but we do have much colder temperatures in store as we head towards the end of the work week. We'll talk about that later on.
More than 24 volunteers were doing their part to spread some positivity on the so-called most depressing day of the year. Volunteers spent the day making hundreds of sandwiches to donate to local groups and keep people fed on this Blue Monday. Originally used as a marketing tool to sell vacations more than 20 years ago, Blue Monday falls on the third Monday every January. It has gone on to resonate and help people discuss the winter blues, seasonal affective disorder, and financial stress after the holidays. Felicia Fox wanted to counter all of that by keeping people well fed, knowing there's a rising level of poverty and hunger in the community.
It is definitely connecting with the community and with community members. We see that there's a need, and actually I don't think we see how much of a need there is.
Our own Jeff Rogstad helped entertain the workers during a break, and when all was said and done, volunteers made and donated more than 1,500 sandwiches. A prominent Saskatoon lawyer and former member of Parliament has died. Morris Bodnar died in Saskatoon on Friday at the age of 77. Bodnar was raised in Prudhomme, about 65 kilometers northeast of Saskatoon. He attended the University of Saskatchewan, where he met his wife Joyce, and together they raised 3 children. Bodnar spent 50 years in criminal law. He worked on several high-profile cases, including as defense counsel in the Greg Furtuck murder trial, before withdrawing from the case in late 2022. In politics, Bodnar was elected as a member of Parliament and represented Saskatoon-Dundurn from 1993 to 97. During his time in Ottawa, he served as parliamentary secretary to 3 different ministries. His obituary says Morris Bodnar will be remembered as a devoted husband and father and a proud grandfather. A Martensville hockey team held a bake sale to fundraise for Jim Pattison Children's Hospital on the weekend. The Martensville Pirates U13 team held the bake sale ahead of their Sunday night game. 2 families on the team have been affected by childhood illness, so the fundraiser was close to home for the community. Both have been helped by the Children's Hospital, so the team wanted to pay it forward. Players made and decorated cookies to sell at the game.
Well, it's special because children in the Children's Hospital, they wish they could be here, and it's really good for us to help fund or raise money for them so they can hopefully get better and come do what we do.
The team hopes this might inspire others to create their own fundraisers for the hospital. Visitors to Blackstrap Provincial Park had a rare opportunity to combine outdoor adventure with indoor relaxation. Guests were able to learn about and take part in dog sledding with Campbell's Racing Sled Dogs, as well as a chance to warm up in the saunas. This is the 3rd season the 2 businesses have teamed up for this unique experience.
Feeling we have traveling down the trail, it's quiet. You hear the sound of the runners, the sound of the dogs, the rhythm of the team. It's just a beautiful thing to watch, and you kind of get mesmerized in it all, and it's peaceful.
Blackstrap Provincial Park is about 35 minutes south of Saskatoon. When we come back, the Mann Art Gallery prepares for a major milestone. The 50th annual art show and sale is coming up.
We are at the Mann Art Gallery with Jesse Campbell to talk about the upcoming 50th art show and sale. So 50th anniversary, is anything important happening to celebrate the 50th?
We are so excited for the 50th annual Winter Festival Art Show and Sale because we have a special guest that we are bringing in to curate the show and to designate awards. And that guest is Jason Berg. Jason is an artist, an educator, a curator, and an assistant professor at the Ontario College of Art and Design. But what's exciting is that he was born and raised right here in Prince Albert. He got his start and his interest in art here in PA through his mother, and we're thrilled that we were able to get funding from the Northern Lights Community Development Corporation to bring him back and spend some time with us for Winter Festival.
Just in case not everybody's aware of what the show and sale is, could you give a quick rundown to explain it?
Absolutely. So this is one of the biggest community art exhibitions in Saskatchewan, and also one of the longest running as well. So what happens is we invite artists from throughout Saskatchewan who are over 18 years of age to submit an artwork to the gallery that they have created in the last 2 years. We don't have any restrictions on materials, on subject matter, on size, as long as it's made in the last 2 years. When artists drop off their work, we fill the gallery with their pieces. Nothing is juried out. And then we bring in our guest curator to come in, spend 2 intensive days at the gallery, and to design the exhibition. So they spend a lot of time getting to know what artists are working on here in Saskatchewan. And it's a really unique show because we have artists who have just started. They might be 6 months into creating art, just a new interest. But then we have some very established and senior artists who submit art as well. So it's a great slice of what's going on in the visual arts in our province.
For the art show, when can people come check it out? Like, what hours is that going to be available? What days?
Yes. Okay, so we have our big opening reception on Friday, February 6th. We open our doors at 6:30 p.m. We're actually making use of the entire E.A. Rawlinson Centre for the Arts, where our gallery is housed. So we invite people to come into the theatre doors. That's their first chance, 6:30 on February 6th, to check out the show. We are going to have a program, and we have 22 different awards that Jason, our guest curator, will designate to highlight some of the outstanding works that are submitted. So those awards will also be designated at our opening reception. And then on Saturday, February 7th, we are going to have a detailed exhibition tour and discussion at 10 a.m. So starting on February 6th, 6:30 p.m., and then from February 7th on to March 21st, people can come see the show.
What would you say to encourage people to come check it out?
Oh, it's such an interesting view of what is going on in Saskatchewan art at the moment. This is definitely one of the most full shows. There probably will be between 180 and 200 works of art in our gallery space. So you probably need to visit more than once. So come see what artists are interested in, what they're thinking about, what they are exploring through their work. And if you have a favorite artwork in this exhibition, you can vote for it in our People's Choice Award, which we will then announce after the conclusion of the show.
Well, thank you for having me out here. You got quite the event to look forward to.
Yes, thank you so much.
Jeff's got your work week weather coming after the break. Plus, the latest flu numbers show signs of improvement in Saskatchewan. All right, Jeff, it's Monday. What do our workers have coming in terms of weather this week?
A bit of a reprieve tomorrow in terms of the cold weather, but colder conditions are certainly showing up as we head towards the latter part of the work week into the weekend. We really don't return to seasonal temperatures until the end of the month, I'm afraid to say. So it's a bit of a long haul here. There's a huge area of Arctic air, and it's not just the prairie provinces are getting it. It's impacting all of central Canada Canada and obviously into the United States as well. But certainly we're feeling the effect. A couple of Clipper systems, as I mentioned earlier on, are going to be making their way through our province in the next 24 to 48 hours. Off the west coast, the big deal has been fog. If your travel plans are taking you out towards Vancouver, they're expecting more in the way of fog tonight into tomorrow, so you may want to check your travel situation if your itinerary is taking you westbound. Let's take a look. So not a lot to show here. Yes, there is some cloud cover there, but really what we're expecting is this system that you see on the computer modeling here moving through northern parts of Alberta into Saskatchewan. The first one comes through sort of overnight into tomorrow, and then another one shows up tomorrow afternoon into the evening. So we'll keep our eye on both of those Clipper systems as they make their way into Saskatchewan from Alberta. Minus 16 for the Spiritwood area overnight, minus 14 for the Battlefords, minus 19 in Candle Lake and Birch Hills, minus 18 with cloudy skies in Rostern, minus 21 in Nipawin, and the same temperature overnight in Melfort with partly cloudy skies. On to tomorrow, where we're dealing with some flurry activity in Spiritwood and the Battlefords, minus 9 for the Spiritwood area, minus 8 for the Battlefords. Cloudy skies in Candle Lake, minus 12 degrees. A similar situation in Nipawin, minus 11, and cloudy conditions in Birch Hills and Rostern. And Melfort, one of those locations, it's just on the edge of that system, anticipating minus 12 degrees, but some light flurry activity as we roll into Tuesday. Now on to Prince Albert and area. Well, we've got ourselves minus 18 degrees. Now, the temperatures are actually going to be warming up in the overnight period. Now, it's not a big breakout in terms of temperatures, but they will be warming up. Light snow overnight tonight, winds out of the northwest at 15. And then as we roll into tomorrow, well, up to minus 11 degrees. So that's a 1 or 2 degrees above seasonal, but it's going to be a windy day. So that's going to feel colder than minus 11 with the wind chill factored in. So winds out of the west at 30, gusting to 50. So yeah, a breezy day. Cloudy conditions. And then as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, minus 15 degrees on Wednesday. Oh, minus 28 for a high on Thursday. Look at those overnight temperatures. Minus 38 degrees. Ouch. Minus 27 on Friday with mainly sunny skies. Minus 29 the overnight temperature. Minus 21 on Saturday. Minus 23 on Sunday. And minus 18 on Monday. And certainly with those nasty overnight temperatures, all we can hope is that there's not much in the way of wind, because that will make them feel dangerously cold.
It will, but I think I'm probably the only one here in the province, but I'm welcoming another blanket of snow to kind of cover up. We freshened up the slate. We cleaned the slate. I think it's time to put some snow back down on it.
Okay. You don't have to do any of the shoveling, do you?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay.
Thanks, Jeff. There were 24 games in the WHL this past weekend, but possibly the most watched was the Saturday night tilt between the top two teams in the Eastern Conference, the Medicine Hat Tigers hosting the Prince Albert Raiders.
Knight gives to his left, pass in front, Heisey scores! Hat-trick goal for Heisey with 2:34 left in the third.
Max Heisey's second hat trick of the season helped the Raiders to an 8-5 win over the Tigers. That ends Medicine Hat's 19-game win streak, a franchise record that included 2 wins against the Raiders earlier this season. The Raiders are at home to the Victoria Royals Tuesday night at the Arthauser Centre. A Saskatchewan hockey rivalry took the ice in Saskatoon this weekend in support of women's health. The Saskatoon Stars hosted the Prince Albert Bears for the second annual Women's Health Game on Sunday. The event included a menstrual product drive and special raffle with funds supporting Ovarian Cancer Canada and Moontime Connections. The organization is an Indigenous-led period equity group that provides menstrual products in remote communities. The Stars beat the Prince Albert Bears 4-2. Regina-born snowboarder Mark McMorris has qualified for the 2026 Winter Olympic Games.
Exciting news. I have qualified for my 4th Olympic Winter Games. Very excited. Thank you for the ongoing support. See you in Italy.
Competing in both big air and slope-style snowboarding, this will be McMorris's 4th time competing in the Olympics. He has also won multiple gold medals in world championships. The 2026 Olympic Winter Games take place from February 6th to 22nd. Another Canadian receiver has signed a contract with the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Begin the debate. Offense stays out, looking for that TD. They got it! Touchdown, Saskatchewan!
Kean Schaefer-Baker agreed to a 2-year contract extension with the Riders. He played only 5 games last season due to injuries, but he made 15 catches for 177 yards. His best season came in 2022 with the Riders, 68 receptions for 960 yards and a touchdown. The Riders also extending backup quarterback Jake Cohn.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
Saskatchewan's flu numbers have dropped significantly, down to nearly half of the previous update. The latest respiratory illness data shows that while test positivity and hospitalizations have declined, Saskatchewan still had 3 people die from flu-related causes between December 28th and January 10th. Test positivity for influenza peaked in Saskatchewan at nearly 41% just over a month ago, but is now sitting at 17.3%. As influenza trends downward, COVID-19 and RSV test positivity has gone up over the past few weeks. Okay, Jeff, we're going to do a little bit of, if you don't like your neighbors, just move, but that's kind of hard to do. But if you have a house on the water, it's a little bit easier. Take a look. That little A-frame cottage there has the benefit of floating, so if you don't like your neighbors, you can float down to the pond to a quieter location. The cottage has space for 4 ducks, and these floating houses offer protection from predators, both land and sea, giving the duckies a place to socialize and preen on the water. I don't know what preen is. Do you know, Jeff?
That's what they're doing their feathers. They're doing a lot of this sort of like, I don't know, grooming.
There you go.
Preening is saying, like, you know, think of a dog or a cat grooming themselves.
You need his and hers sinks there too, right? In that cottage.
Ooh, very fancy.
There you go. Maybe a spa in there. You never know.
Maybe.
Thanks for tuning in. National News is next.